Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team, speak your thoughts or lose your mind. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind, man. How's everybody doing today, man? It is Monday. It is November the 1st. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. But it's 8 o'clock. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Yeah, it's time for the kids to go to sleep. I know that. How y'all doing today, man? Let me sit back and chill with y'all for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I know that y'all be looking at everything on my show, and I know y'all see that little thing right there behind me. It looks like that my light stopped. Hey, listen, I just measured it wrong. I put the tape on the wrong side and went back too far, and I just realized that. So never mind that spot that ain't got no light. You feel what I'm saying? This is Real Rap Raw here. What's up, man? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Hey, look, man. You know, we had a plan for a different kind of show. You know what I'm saying? And certain things didn't quite work out. But you know what I mean? You know, we always got to have a little filibuster in here. You dig what I'm saying? But it kind of flows around the same track, man. You know, we were going to talk about people that are shaking and moving and doing their things in this industry and business and entertainment or whatnot. But we're still gonna do that. But I kind of want to bring to light just a few things that happened this past weekend. And actually, we're gonna have a guest on here a little after about like 8:30 or so. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our boy Walter Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? He is part of the over 250 member group family of the Tennyson Holmes family, Hamilton family, and they just recently had a dedication this past weekend, which I'll tell you guys a little bit about that later. You know what I'm saying, right before he comes on, you know what I'm saying? So we should be expecting him here in about 5 to 10 minutes. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying, check it out, everybody. You know, people have first of all, the title of this 285 plus. So Walter's watching. Yeah, put the he had to correct me. We just gonna say 300. I think that plus is like, them possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Some of the family members that may have some club moments and took somebody home. Who knows, man? That is a lot of children, man. That's ridiculous. That's daggone all the Tullahoma. You feel me? Shout out to Walter Hamilton. You know what it is, man. He'll be on here in a few minutes or whatnot. But in the meantime, man, like, let me just give y'all just a brief introduction about what I'm going to show you guys. This is, I had the privilege and the pleasure, you know what I'm saying, of being interviewed by another business. So I don't want to tell the whole beans. But let's just say like this: I got interviewed by a really prosperous entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? And she sells this thing called Jay's Butter. I can't think of her name right now. Maybe if y'all look up jaysbutter.com, y'all get to see who interviewed me. But the reason why I chose that I needed to sit down is because, well, a lot of people were asking, or when they see me, a lot of people when they see me, they think differently. It kind of throws them off. The person that I am online is not the person I am offline. But let me take that back. I am the same person. You know what I'm saying? It's just the difference is I'm not sitting, debating and having all these things on my mind and just ranting all the time when I'm outside on the street just causing a bunch of ruckus. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular human being that with just some simple thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, man. Excuse me, y'all. It's a dry day right now. But so what I want to show you guys, what we got lined up, man, it's gonna be about 4 or 5 minutes, I believe. And it's the sit down interview of me. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to, sit back and chill and watch that for a minute. And what we'll probably do, depending on when Walter gets up on here, we may go to a quick commercial break and then kind of slide him in here. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, I want you guys to, no, before that, wait a minute. What am I doing before I do this? I need everybody to share right now. First and foremost, because, you know what I'm saying, we got some exciting news that we're going to talk about when Walter comes on, and he's going to speak his thoughts or lose his mind and tell us how he feels about the situation that happened this weekend, a very historic moment, but I want everybody to share. I forgot to tell y'all that. Please share, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like donating, you know what I'm saying, you can give us a penny or two or 50 cents or $1, to the Cash App Royce's Rant, or if on the PayPal at PayPal.me/Royce's Rant, or you can send us stars. You know what I'm saying? Stars. This is like, if you buy what, $100, 150, 100, no, not $100, but 100 coins. I think it's like 99 cents, and we get 50 of those coins. That's like 50 cents. You feel me? Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Walter and some of his other family. Thank y'all for y'all donations yesterday, and anybody else that gave donations that I haven't checked out to see what's going on. So, and it's good. This is perfect. So while we have our guest in the green room, y'all, I'm sorry, my eyes are burning right now. We're gonna show y'all this sit down interview real quick. All right. So in the meantime, just chill, share this, and just get to know me real quick, so y'all don't have to hear me talking all the time by myself. All right. So we're going to play this, and we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Everybody wants to know, who is Royce Passenger?
Wow, I can't believe people want to know who I am, first and foremost. First of all, I'm my mama's son. But now, Royce Massengill is he's a man of passion. He's a man of art. He's a man of integrity, creativity. He worries sometimes. He does talk a lot. He does rant a lot too. But he wants the betterment of all people. A man about his community, really cares about the youth, and really loves the work that he does. And look at me speaking in third person. But yeah, that's Royce.
And so your slogan is speak your thoughts or lose your mind. Can you explain that to us?
Okay, so speak your thoughts or lose your mind. I came up with that first when I said it. I didn't think it made sense because sometimes you know how you think deep and you think, it ain't gonna sound like nothing. But when you really slow it down, speak your thoughts or lose your mind.
It really deals with me, and I know people maybe have these situations, but sometimes when you hold a lot of stuff in, um, you get really infuriated, you get frustrated. Blood pressure rises up, and the longer you hold on to something, the harder it is to come out. And when it does come out, it's not that pretty. So it's kind of best to, when you do have something in your mind, it's best to speak about it as quickly as possible so you don't have that built up energy and build resentment and find all types of other things to attach to what's on your mind. So I say, hey, if it's on your mind, just speak it. So speak your thoughts or lose your mind, because you will lose your mind if you don't.
So, what is the difference between your independent network versus other independent networks, or not even independent, large networks like NBC and Fox News? What are you bringing to the table that's different?
That's different from Fox News or anything like that? Well, what I feel that we bring different as far as the Versus Rant Network. One, over the mainstream, that we're completely independent. So we call the shots. We do what we want to do. We don't have to hear from the SEC or the NBA or the NFL or the FBI, right? We can just do it ourselves. You feel me? What sets us apart even more is, well, we're an independent Black podcast, and shout out to all the Black podcasts out there. But since we're minorities, that just narrows it down and separates us from the majority, so to speak. Another thing I think that separates us from the others is that this is a Black man talking not just Black things, but things that I believe a mass of people are afraid to talk about. Social political issues, taboos, things that make you go, just a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's unapologetic.
So, when you say unapologetic, what do you mean?
When I say unapologetic, it means that I'm not apologizing. I'm not saying I'm sorry, not sorry. Now, it's not been that way all the time, and I told people during the beginning of this Versus Rant, the first season, you're going to see me grow. And if anybody watches the first season, you'll see how much that I've grown and the content has changed.
So, how do you think that your network or podcast fits into the cancel culture?
Oh man, our network doesn't really fit into the cancel culture at all. People are so quick to cancel. Lord have mercy. Cancel until they say it backwards is what they say, right? But it doesn't fit in, and actually, we don't want to fit in because that's what makes us stand out. Oh, them are bars.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't fit in, so you can stand out. That's
exactly.
exactly what the network does. We're unapologetic. We're going to give it to you real rap raw. And if you got a problem with it, just change the channel, because we're here for the people that love us. Season four, man, I'm telling you. First of all, it's a blessing just to be at season four. We started in 2019 on Juneteenth, and season four, what you need to expect is definitely more guests, new location. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great look. We put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it. It's going to be more apologetic, and we're just trying to get more people to get involved. We have a lot of guests this time, but I definitely want the people who watch and listen to the show to hop on the show. That's what makes it really more important. Like, so each season, we're trying to push for more interaction, other than just the comment section. We're encouraging people to come on. A lot of people like to text and talk, but nobody wants to show their face. And we're trying to unveil all of that and just keep it real with each other. So, chapter four or season four is going to be more guests, and just try to be more involved with the people, as far as engagement. Uh, that's about all I can really say about that. What I want to leave for the people. This is what I would like to say, just as a disclaimer and a closer. First, I appreciate everybody that has been on the show, that has participated, that has supported since day one. I appreciate the debates, the arguments, not so much the name calling. That's cool. I don't say it online, but believe me, I do talk about you offline. But it's all love. I do appreciate everybody's involvement and engagement in it. And what I like to say is that I'm not who you think I am. You may see my facts and or my opinions, but if I saw you out in the street, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna give you some depth. I'm gonna ask you how you doing. You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? Be an empath, as far as just being a good human being, but understand that there's gonna be disagreements. And I just hope that we can all still walk around and just have respect for each other and an understanding and empathy of all of our situations. And quite possibly we could all get along and come together. I don't want people just to put me in this one category, because there's a lot of people that seem to go so far left, with what I say. And it's funny when they meet me in person, they're kind of confused because they expect me to be that person that I am on the internet when I'm just speaking my mind. I don't walk around being like that all the time. You feel me? So I just encourage everybody to dig a little deeper, leave your emotions out the way, read what I'm saying, research what I'm saying, because I'm doing the same thing too. Understand I do have an opinion, and that's just what it is. I respect theirs. I love everybody until you hate me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. Royce's Rant Network. That's how we do.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Royce Maxendale with the Voices Rent Network, and I'm here to tell you that you need to tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, so you can catch up with all the shows that you missed. See you there. Yes, what's up, everybody? All right, look, so that was just a little brief, reintroduction. Did I get my hat on right? I don't know. All right, that was just a little reintroduction for people to go back and look at. You know what I'm saying? I know at the top of this week, it's been a really busy week. It's been a lot of things that's transpired, but so I guess we won't go to a commercial break because you know what I'm saying. Our guest is actually in the green room, but before I bring this gentleman in, you know what I'm saying. I would like to say that uh, the events that we had this past weekend, this Halloween weekend, this was on a Saturday around 1 p.m. at Jefferson Street Park, the basketball courts. You guys, know how that court looked like. Like even if you go on the Friends of Jefferson Park page or whatnot, you can see the everything that they fixed and how it looks now. But just to give everybody just like a brief thing, that court's been it hadn't been touched, I heard, in well over 40 to 45 years, and I usually come down here to visit sometimes before I move down here, and after I left my auntie's house down the road, I always come by the park or whatnot just to see what's good. And I'll just be like, man, this basketball court, man, it needs some work. It needs some tender love and some care, And I didn't know the first thing. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know the first thing about who to get in contact with, who to talk to. So you know me, without no filter. Sometimes I'll just get on the live and I'll just start talking, talking like, hey, somebody needs to answer me. Like, how do we get here? How do we do this? How do we fix that? You feel me? Just simple questions. And one of our aldermen came on, Rupert Blackwell, and she was asking me, how could she help? And I told her, you know, how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else had their input and stuff too, but I just felt like it was my duty just um to keep at it. You know what I'm saying? To keep telling them that, like, hey, can y'all pay some attention to this side of town because it's been overlooked for years. And I do just thank her for being attentive, for gathering her resources and getting it to where it is right now. You know what I'm saying? And along with myself, I'm happy. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm excited, like, because I'm usually, if people know me from younger days, I was a shy guy. I didn't really speak up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was a very shy guy. You know what I mean? Now you can't get me to shut up. And that's the way it's gonna be. So it's a love-hate relationship with some people, and it's all good. But like, I have to speak my mind, and I just want to encourage others too. So without further ado, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna bring, you know what I'm saying, uh, another prominent figure, man. Not only in the Tullahoma area, but where he's at now. Not only just the legacy of his family, you know what I'm saying, but also the family that he is creating another legacy with. You know what I'm saying, and he's him and I have been reconnecting over the last year, man, over some things and thoughts. And so I just thought it would be a good thing to bring him on here to get his thoughts on how he feels about what's going on at Jefferson Park right now. Just a little history of his family and whatnot, and how it feels to him that they finally they named the park in the name of his family, and just have him elaborate on that. So without further ado, everybody, guys, man, we got my boy Walter, aka Hinky Hamilton, on in the building. What's good, my man?
Man, what is up, Mr. Royce, the voice
Already,
of
man.
reason? Man,
How you
dude,
doing, man?
I'm good. I really, I'm beside myself because when you see work in action, when you see people, there's a lot of people that talk, but there's not a lot of people that actually do. And you are such a man. I'm so appreciative of your platform because there's so many voices. Tell Not just Tullahoma, but just in this area of the South that we're in. There's so many voices, so many different opinions, and this it seems like it's not very often that voices and opinions that you are bringing to your platform are heard. So, man, this is it's a fantastic thing, man. I'm honored to even be here with you, man. Um, it's a wonderful thing, bro.
Hey,
Wonderful thing.
man, I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, honestly, man, like I just want to hear from you, man. You know what I'm saying? And oh, shout out to Miss Tillman too. When she was watching the interview, she said I was a 400. What she say? She said I'm a 400 sprinter guide. I see you. I appreciate that, man.
All right,
Yeah,
all
bro. I
right.
went to state 3 years in a row, man. Shout out to all the 400 sprinters out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Hey,
Arkansas,
that's the true
Tennessee,
race, man. The
Justin Gatlin.
400
What's
guy,
up? Now let me
the
tell you real
400
quick.
guy is a true race, man.
It's a true right. I'm gonna tell you this, man,
Yeah.
because I gotta have my moment, and you know what I'm saying. I can't. What's Cameron? Howard would know, but I got a chance to run against Justin Gatlin. You know what I'm saying? Like one time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
In the two, and this was in the Texas relays, and I'm gonna tell you this. Even before we started racing, you know what I'm saying. I went up to him and said, "Bro," I said, "Look, man, it's gonna be a pleasure to see the back of your cleats, bro." Like, like I was humble. I was like, I know my time. I know your time. Like, I knew how fast. Sometimes you just know your limit, right? Like, I knew,
Hmm.
I was like, nah, I gotta save for the 400. But like, I thought it was a pleasure. I said, bro, it's gonna be a pleasure to see the back of your spikes, my dude. You know what I mean? Just
How'd you
consider,
do?
man. Huh? I ended
How,
up placing fourth, man. You know what I'm
really,
saying? Yeah, get some big SEC guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't
dude?
bad. Yeah, it was a 20.9.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? It was all right.
Justin is
20.9.
still one of those dudes, man.
At 40, he's
At
still under
40,
10. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. He
it's
is.
ridiculous.
I keep up with him too because it amazes me of how you take care of yourself
Hmm.
and you stay consistent. Man, he's still a contender, man.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
a
man.
contender.
So look, man, let's get straight to it, man. So first off, man, just take me back to when you first heard about. Well, let's break down in two ways. When you first heard about the reconstruction, and then we'll go to you explaining once you found out that it was going to be dedicated to your family.
Oh man, when I first heard that attention was being brought back to that area, I remember just beside myself because Tullahoma means so much to me, and I know that there's a lot of history um, attached to that area, and I think a lot of our young people don't know. A lot of the older people will remember, but there's been so much history that's tied into popular history to the American music scene and some of the things that my grandmother was involved with the NAACP, and there's so much more that my grandmother had her hands in, that and so many more people that she was in connection to that are now uh and we'll need to do another show where I can explain some of that because it's too much to go into now. So when
Yeah.
I heard about, hey, they're gonna clean up that park and redo the blacktop, that was such an epicenter for us the time that I came along because you had the summer program at CD Stamps, and they utilized that park area. Well, before it was a park, it was a swimming pool, and then the blacktop and the basketball courts and the softball field over there. So we used that a lot as a kid. So I literally grew up playing over there, playing hide and seek over there in the middle of the night, shooting fireworks over there, having block parties over there, cookouts. And it was kind of a good meeting place as when we were teens and first getting cars. We'd ride the strip, to go into Sonic and everything, but we come over to the blacktop too. And that's where a lot of other people from, Shelbyville and Manchester and Winchester and Fayetteville, they would
Hold
come
on, I
to the
gotta pause
blacktop.
you. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. So hold on. Even back now, I'm not trying to tell your age, but they would.
I don't care,
It
man.
was the same.
I'm
It was
great.
we were doing the same route still.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I wonder who started that route.
Dude. I don't know. I think, like in the 50s when teens, like after the wars and when teenagers started getting access to cars,
Hmm.
and a lot of the men that came back from the wars, they learned how to work on cars. So everybody's working on cars. And it was cruising was a really big thing. So that strip from going down to Sonic and up Lincoln Street and up to the mall, people been doing that for longer than I've been alive. Because I grew up watching people do that, and then when I was a teen, we did that cruise thing too. But we always went over to the Blacktop to hang out. And that was a good meeting place.
So check this out. So when I talked to you before on the show, just to let you know, we have more time than I told you that we have. We're actually, you know what I'm saying, we're actually doing that for another situation. So take your time for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like this is about you and this is about your family. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to dig in a little bit about tell us something about your family history. I'm not gonna say that people may not know. I mean, if you don't know the Hamilton family, I don't know what's wrong. But for those that what I'm saying, that may be curious about what this was all about over here at the park, because there were some people who may not have attended who were asking those questions, like, well, what's this or what's going on? Like, how important and what are some of the things, like, you can elaborate on some of the things that your family has done as far as in the community, in the Black community, so to say, especially during the civil rights era and stuff like that. Is there anything you can elaborate on as far as what sticks out to you?
And I'll say this too. When I think of my family, all of those families over on the south side of town, that's my family. Because all of those people, the Hickerson family, the Sheffield family, the Londons, the Crutchfields, they were all an integral part of all of our upbringing. So my grandmother and grandfather, they were playing their part in what the community needed and did for each other. There were many other people who, also contributed, a lot to why we are here and why our people of Tullahoma had such a tight knit. My grandparents, like I said the other day, my grandmother wasn't scared, man. She was a blind lady. She was a mother and a wife, but she wasn't scared to talk to anybody and to face anything when it comes to justice, when it comes to our freedoms, our rights as people. Because I was talking to one of the ministers that was in attendance Saturday, and he said, your grandmother, we thought something was going to happen to her because of how she would buck against the system, because back in those days, as a Black person, you couldn't talk to white people that way. The police would not protect you, so you could come up missing, something could happen to you. And he said that we thought Miss Nainava, somebody's going to try to do something to her. We're going to have to protect her. Mr. J.C. Dunlap, he called her Tullahoma's Fannie Lou Hamer. And I mean, that's hilarious, but that's the kind of spirit she had. She didn't take no mess. And she was truly about making sure that the people in that community that are hardworking, tax-paying, positive members of society got their full rights, got the same justices. I mean, my uncle, which is her baby, her youngest son, at the time he was coming up, he's always been a very, very sharp guy, brilliant athlete, the whole deal. And the school that she wanted him in was segregated. And they had better books, they had better everything. So she fought like hell to make sure that he could go to the same schools, not just because we want to be in the same space, but because that's where the better books are. That's where the better education was. That's where the better teachers, the more precise lesson plans and whatnot. And I mean, he's a successful person because of that. He served his country and went to the Air Force, and a lot of just a success because of how tenacious my grandmother was. She didn't take no for an answer when it came to justice and when it came to our rights and us being we're God's children too. And I mean, there's nobody that's worked harder ever in the history of this country than a slave did. Nobody has worked harder than a slave. And that's part of our story here. So we don't come from being lazy people. We don't come from being people who are not brilliant, people who are not physically able to. I mean, they tried slavery with with other people, and they couldn't, they couldn't last. They had to go find and make and create what we are to do this work. And even through that, you get to a place in history where you got the children and grandchildren of slaves that have the audacity to want to be equal, to want to be treated as human, and want to be respected, and want to be I want the same opportunities. I don't want you to give me nothing. I just give me the opportunity. Get out of my way. Don't prohibit me. Don't inhibit me from getting what I want. And that's what, that's the kind of thing that drove my grandmother and my grandfather as well. But getting back to the blacktop over there, this is something that I didn't realize it, but my family, now I'm talking about the Hamiltons, we lived on what is now the blacktop. That's where our first house was.
Really?
212 Cook Street.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
wow. Hold on, rewind that back. Hold on, okay. I mean, you didn't say it like it just went by smooth, but like say that one more time.
The area where the cars were parked.
Yeah.
That's where our house was.
Wow. Before there was a court.
Before there was a court. Before there was a blacktop.
That's dope.
Isn't that ironic? Isn't that interesting?
That's interesting.
And the house number was 212, which is my mother's house number now, where she lives now.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what's up, man. That is pretty ironic, man. So that's pretty deep. So you see, that's some history right there, man.
Interesting.
So let me ask you this question, man. Like, now, when this process was happening, at that time, especially when I moved back, there was some negative feedback from some people. You know what I mean? Some people I didn't even know. And some people kind of treated this like it was just, oh well, why are you guys worrying about some basketball court and stuff like that? And it's just the court. Well, like to me, well, you know what? Before I say anything, like, let me let you speak, man. Like, what would you have had to say to some, like, if you would have heard that when somebody was saying that that why we were making such a fuss about a basketball court? Like, I'm pretty sure they are not aware of how important that is. Like, is there a way? And this is not even anything to do with whom it was dedicated to, right? Just the simple fact of redoing this basketball court. In your words, could you explain to people how important that is here?
Yeah. Well, let me say this.
Okay.
During slavery, when the refusal to teach history properly in school allows them to ignore and evade the fact that there were many slave uprisings in the United States, many of them brutal and barbaric, just like the ones in the Caribbean. And even through all of that, as horrible as slavery was, on the eve of the emancipation, there were people who were slaves that were against those who wanted freedom. Black people. There were black people who were slaves that was against going for your freedom. During the civil rights movement, at the beginning of the civil rights movement, because the civil rights movement was really began by young people. It wasn't old people, it was young people.
Right.
And there were many, many people who had, they expressed the sentiment, why are you gonna stir up some good trouble? Why you gonna, white folks ain't treating us that bad. What we gonna do? What we gonna do integrated? So there's always been those people. And it always comes, the enemy within is the worst. That's why in the Caribbean, with the Haitian Revolution, the first thing they did was kill all of the sellouts, because they knew that if I have a sellout, they're going to do everything they can to destroy the movement and destroy what we got going on. So it wasn't a surprise to me that some people had an opinion that was not, forward thinking or proactive when it comes to cleaning up that basketball court. That basketball court, we all know we don't have a swimming pool over there anymore. They filled
Right.
that in and put a playground on top of it.
Mm.
We don't have CD stamps. They tore that down and built a really small space that we really we can't pack that out like we used to when I was a kid.
Mm.
All we really have left is the blacktop in the basketball court.
True.
But if we can start there, we can start revitalizing the whole community. That's what I saw. When I heard that that's what was going on, man, I'm telling you, it really gave some new life to me because I love Tullahoma and I always wanted to be able to revitalize the people. And just the fact that, and I'm appreciative to the city of Tullahoma for saying, yeah, let's do that. And I'm ecstatic that they recognized my grandparents. They should have recognized my grandparents, but I'm ecstatic to that. But just starting with that basketball court, there's so many kids that'll have an opportunity to play over there and kind of, get out of the house, get out from, up under the video games and stuff and start getting to know your neighbors and start getting to know people.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to know why our grandparents why their grandparents and great grandparents think so much of these other families and who those people are. And, that's a great beginning. That space has a lot of opportunities that we definitely will be taking advantage of. There are things in the works.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have to, piggyback off of you too, because for those, who have looked at it as something small, like, I really couldn't look at it like that either, because it was just, I'm so into just the image of things, like, like the surroundings of things, because when you would go back and play on that court before this reconstruction or whatnot, it's just, I don't know. It's almost like, all right, so like I played under Coach Snipes, right? And I remember Coach Snipes. Shout out to Coach Snipes, man.
He's one that needs to be honored, man. He needs to be honored and tell him.
Real talk. He's so much deeper than basketball, man. Like
I'm telling you.
He made us feel it was like this, man. I'm comparing this to the court. Like I remember he told us, you know what I'm saying, when we were playing, he said he had that at the back end. If you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you play good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, we had the break. Man, we came out the West. We came out there in the jogging pants with the breakaways. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like came in suited and booted with the vest and the Scully's on away games. Suited,
man.
And like we felt good. And it's like, so when we walked through the court, people were looking at us like, man, these dudes dressed up in their Sunday best. But yeah, we playing our Sunday best too.
Yeah,
because we feeling good. So,
man, people don't know. Not to cut you off, but people don't know. Man, Coach Snipes, he played softball, he coached football, and he was good in everything, dude. He was and he was able to. I mean, he's kind of like the Richard Williams of our area, because his daughter Kim was unbelievable.
Yeah, she coached me too.
Basketball, track, everything she did. Unbelievable, man.
I gotta give a shout out to Kim Snipes too, because she helped me break 48 when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying, on that 400. And so I look at it as the environment, man. When I go back and look at the court now, it's like, oh man, like we can do tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like if I was a kid back then, I would have felt like I was at an NBA gym, playing full court by myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Shoot from half court because there's a half court line. Shooting the 3-point because there's a 3-point line, just little stuff like that, man. I think really means a lot. And like you said, starting with that, and if we can, branch off and just, do other things a little at a time. I know we can't like do all this at once. And I was just hoping, my vision was at the end of the day is that people will see that and then possibly be encouraged to be like, oh, well, dang, well, we can come together as a collective and start getting things done ourselves, or bringing to the attention of people who can get things done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want people to come in masses and do this, man. I just want people, the kids to see that, and even adults, like, yo, if you just speak up, you know what I'm saying, about what you want, things can happen if you keep your foot on their neck. No pun intended.
Man, hey, big shout out to Thomas Davis, TT.
Yeah.
I had a beautiful conversation with him and Wendell Blasingame, my cousin, and Teron Hamilton, my brother. We had a really good conversation, just a real good build right there on that spot, talking about we can do this together. He's got a nonprofit organization. I'm really just proud of him,
Yeah,
how
shout out
he's
to
put his
that.
stuff together. He's got a great crew of people. He's got a staff, and he's got a heart and a desire to do some really nice things. And we're going to definitely be involved with them. And we had that conversation. It was like, look, the one thing that people, especially our people, Black people, have always wanted was their own space. Because when you're not able to, when you can't use other people's space, or it's begrudging, or it's not you. When you have your own space to do your own thing, your own way, we're all one people. We're all human, but we have different cultures. We have different traditions. We have, different, and you need to have your own space to be able to express yourself in your own way. That's what that park represents to me. It's a lot of space out there. The basketball court, you know how we feel about basketball. A place to teach the children, a place to gather for the young adults to look at each other in a different light. We
Mm,
needed our own space, man. And that's what that represented to me. This is our own space.
mm. And bro,
You
there was
know.
so much I didn't realize. Like when you when you look beyond the basketball court,
Hmm.
I mean, you see it, it's there, but like you didn't realize the amount of land that's
The
on further
topography.
down on that
Yeah.
hill. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, whoa,
Hmm.
hold on, this goes back a little deeper than that, man.
Hey,
So
bro, don't say too much. I got some things I want to talk to you
yeah,
off.
no, I got you. I got you, man. So let me ask you this question, man. Like from here, let me ask you this: what is it that you would like to see, from this point, from this moment, that this historical moment that happened this past weekend?
Hmm.
What is it that you would like to see in general now?
I like to see the the people. You know, I'm grateful to the city, and I think the city will always be there. But it's time for us to build. It's time for us to build. We have the resources within our community, within the families that are connected. We have access to the internet, and there's plenty of opportunities out there. There are people out there that will help, but I want to see us come together, put our heads together, and have a plan for that space. Because if you don't have a plan for that space, then we'll wait another 45 years and talk about how it's run down again. We need to have a plan for it. Money is not an issue. We are people. Collectively, we have the buying and spending power of the eighth richest country or nation on the planet, and we're only 13% of the United States population. So we have the money. And then on top of that, there's people outside of our community that would love to build with us. But we got to do it first. Let's do it first. And then let's work with other people to build a better. That's what when I talked the other day, I talked about family,
Hmm.
and I talked about community
Hmm.
and legacy, and in that order.
Hmm.
As a family of people, we got to get our house together. We got to get everything inside the house and around the house together first, and
Right.
then we can start to build the community, which is going to create a legacy that we are all proud of. And that's what it's about now. So we got to do the work.
Yeah, we got to do the work. We got to do the work. And the one thing that I'll be so like, I'll be like, Lord, please, because sometimes, something can be done, good, and then we like it and everything is great, and then all of a sudden the energy just,
Dies.
and that's a good question that I want to ask.
Hmm.
What do you think it takes to? Is this something that? What? How can we continue to boost the morale? You know what I'm saying? Because like I really felt, excuse me, I really felt the energy. You know what I'm saying, that weekend or whatnot, and that's the last thing that I want to be done, is that morale to just kind of drop after about a month or so.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is it going to take to keep that morale going? Because I heard, now that I was listening to JC that weekend, he was saying, uh they would come walking door to door, and get
Yep.
and give you a job to do. Like, you gonna go vote? That's what you're gonna do here. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be there. Tell me what you feel the difference is between then doing that and then now doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, How do you think it will be received compared to then and then now?
Well, then they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a lot. They didn't have a lot of places they could go. They didn't have a lot of people they could talk to. So it was like their back was against the wall in the, the 60s. They knew they had to fight. They didn't have the distractions of cell phones and the internet and what, Cardi B is talking about this week. They had mom and dad, books and food, and they knew what they wanted. And I think one of the things that I kind of felt what you felt Saturday too. And from my own perspective, I think the reason that you felt energy there is because that was the first time there was a lot of young people. Young people, they have the energy. I'll be 50 in a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? I look good for my age. I don't care. I'm half 100. I'm good.
Speak it.
But the young people, they have the energy. They don't have the understanding. But like when you and I were speaking and I talked to Miss Campbell and I said, Miss Campbell, Royce needs the older generation in this area to reach out to him and ask him what he needs, because you guys have the experience, but he got young legs.
That's what my dad said, them young legs.
Young legs. And he can, you know what I'm saying? So I think that involving our children, this new generation, I love this new generation because they don't believe nothing. They don't believe nothing you say. They want to see it. So if you can't show them, if you can't, give them facts, data, statistics, and put it in their face, they ain't listening to you. I like that because you can't just say because I said so. You as an adult, me as an adult, I got to go get some, I got to go do my homework. But they ain't scared. And it reminds me of my grandmother. These kids ain't scared. And that's great. We need to give them what they need and teach them how to go after this, how to go after these things. They got the fire. They got a little too much fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where we come in. So I think the key to keeping this going is to involve our youth, give them a sense of why it's important to fight for more down there and fight for our own space and create more. These children today, they're the most creative, genius kids ever. I mean, they're way smarter than we were. They got way more, they got big dreams and they ain't scared to go get it. But we got to just help, kind of curtail them a little bit and direct them so that they can understand you can have all of that stuff, but let's get it together. Let's get it this way. Let's get it the legal way. Let's get it the right way. Because we can, everybody wants money and everybody needs money. So let's get it together. Let's get it together. It's going to take money to do what we got to do out there.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I know Ms. Tillman, she was saying that the community said that village, she said that village feel, you know what I'm saying, is missing as far as the difference between then and now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do miss that, man. Like, I'm not going to lie, man. Like, I really miss, and I know in the age of social media and stuff like that, I'm trying to learn some ways to, to break the algorithm on getting back to, okay, yeah, all right, I understand that they did a lot of that, door to door then. I know right now people ain't trying to, walk in their boots and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, well, how can I make social media, what I'm saying, my bootstraps and everything, and get to walking on social media? How can I find ways to maybe even title certain things to get people's attention to be like, all right, so I think we do need to, come together and think of innovative ways just to get people's attention, man. Like, I don't have I'm gonna tell you something to Tullahoma needs. Real talk, man. Just media. I know we got media here, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm just different, and the fact that I was traveling, and maybe I went to HBCU, and it just made me just want to be on camera and just talk to people and be, you know what I mean? But like, I'm a person that's just like, hey, man, let's document these type of things. Like, that's why me and my partner Josh, we like to do film, because we like to bring things to life, and when people see that, it encourages them to say, hey, let's do it. This is right here in our town. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel we got to come together digitally, though. You know what I mean? This is right. Being an old, I'm gonna say, I'm a young old head. I call myself the middle child, like J. Cole, right? I hear my elders, and then I hear the younger cats. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we need to come up with some innovative ways, man, to get everybody hyped up
I
to
have
do
some
something.
ideas. I have
Yeah,
some ideas. We can
yeah.
we can talk. We
We'll
can
wrap
talk.
that out that
But
line, man.
yeah, I mean, but at the same time, Royce, we also need to take advantage of um, the things that are there for us to use. Like
Yeah,
most kids, young kids, they on Snapchat and TikTok. They're not on Facebook as much because
yeah.
Facebook to them is for old people. So you got to have a presence like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids, they've never been to a block party. They don't understand. They don't even know what that is. But if they ever got a taste of a block party, it would set them off. They don't know. They don't know what a TV show, being in the studio, live studio audience of a TV show is, or a taping for a show. There's facilities that we can have access to.
And I mean that's something. See, that's even something that Josh and I
Is
can
it?
do, man. It's just
Yeah,
we,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I real I
yeah,
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
kids now, man, they're really enamored by the fame monster and getting likes and getting views and being seen, and that's cool. So let's use it to our advantage.
Definitely that, man. Definitely. So check this out here, man. I definitely want, because I know every now and then I know Miss Donna hit me up on Facebook some couple of months ago, whatever like that. So I
She
know
hit you on Facebook.
sometimes, yeah, that's how I ended up
Oh
getting
yeah,
in
that's
touch with her.
funny.
Yeah, because
My
it
mom's
was
82 years old. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
because she was telling me, she said she's like, what? I was like, why are you still working? She's like, I can't sit down, like I gotta do something. But I
Mhm.
know that, bro. I know that feeling. Like even at the age that I'm at and stuff like that, and then the things that we're doing in production, like we have so much love for it that, man, it's not even about the money. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
we live off the love of it alone. Of course, we got to live, we got to eat and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that love of something, will generate that abundantly. You're doing it for the right reasons. And I speaking with her for that hour or so, man, that was enough for me just to be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if she's out here doing, like, we ain't got no excuse, especially the ones that are already here. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And even to some of the elders that can get around and walk on 2
Oh
feet and
yeah,
stuff like, yeah, I mean,
man. Let me tell you, I when I had an idea that I wanted to and maybe we'll talk about it later, but I wanted to the elders in the community. There are living libraries, man. And they've had so many experiences and they've done so many things. There's nothing new. You hear old heads say that ain't nothing new under the sun, and they're right. It's little changes, but anything that we would want to get done, they've already done it. Any ways that they would want to, they didn't do it on a computer, you know what I'm saying? But they've already done it. But then they're a huge resource. We have a lot of educated elders in our community, people that had went to college and graduated, and their work history was great. They worked for really good corporations, or they were teachers, or we need to take advantage of having them here, and they would love to help. They just got to know that you want their help. You know what I'm saying?
hey, that's what it is. That's exactly what we're gonna be
But
doing, man. You know what I'm
and the
saying?
young cats, a lot of young cats don't know that they have those resources, because
Mm,
our elderly, they're resources. My mother was telling me some things that I didn't know about my grandmother, and things I didn't know about other members of the community, things
mm,
that they have done,
yeah.
achievements, people they've worked with, and I was blown away. I was like, man, I'm glad that you know this, but a lot of those other kids, they need to know this. They need to know who those people are in our community and how important they are and how they got good game to give to you. You don't get game by playing the game and getting beat up. You get game by them OGs dropping words on you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
And
man.
it ain't changed. Ain't nothing new. We just got to
Exactly.
get find a way to get that game from them.
Yes, sir. So check this out, man. Man, we're gonna close out here, but I'm gonna let you, you know what I'm saying, speak your thoughts or lose your mind, man. Anything you want to say, pertaining to this past weekend or anything else in your mind that you just kind of want to, wrap this all in, man, and then we can head
Man,
back to the green
you
room, man. I'm
know,
gonna let you have the floor, man.
you know that I always have something to say. But let me say this first and foremost. I'm deeply indebted and so very appreciative to you, Miss Jamie Moorhead, Rupert Shukla Blackwell, and and Mayor Nois as well. Um, this would not have happened were it not for you, Royce. For real talk. And I appreciate that because we've known each other for a long time. But when people want to give honor and respect to your ancestors, your elders who did so much for you, that says a lot about your character. So thank you so much to you guys. I appreciate that.
Word.
To the city, the community of Tullahoma, my heart is just rooted in Tullahoma, and I think we have a really good opportunity to undo some of what's been done and rebuild relationships and connections just within each other, our own economic structure, so to speak, in Tullahoma, because some of the changes that we want to be made, they're only going to come by way of what we do with our hands and where we put our money, where we invest our time, energy, and our money says everything about what we truly desire. And so I want to invest my time, energy, and money into the people, the community of my family of Tullahoma, to make it a better community for all of us to enjoy. And I think that, of course, we definitely need to be political. We need to vote. We need to be involved. There's some activism for everyone, but we also need to think about where we spend our money and whom we're giving our money to. And we need to be about the business of creating our own economic footprint in Tullahoma so that we give our money to each other first, the first fruits. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I love Tullahoma. I love my family. I love all my Tullahoma family. Let's continue to build off of what was started by this gentleman and what happened this past weekend. Let's continue to build off of that.
Man, and that's what's up, man. And I definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Hopping on here, at the moment's notice, man, and just spit
Absolutely.
some knowledge to you. And of course, we're gonna, of course, we got December is toward the end of December will be like some of our last shows for the season. We're gonna regroup again. You know what I'm saying? So some things that we got going on like that next season, man. I definitely want to rap with you, man. And like I said, it's
Word.
gonna get better and better each time, man. We're about to move into a new location, you know what I'm saying, here in
That's
town.
what's up.
You know, and so we just want everybody's good energy and good positive energy, man. Just making that step up, you know what I'm saying. And
That's what's up, man.
shout out to my lady Jamie Moorhead, you know what I'm saying, for for pushing me to accept something like that. And take some big boy steps. You know what I mean? I was a little nervous, even trying to do that, but
Hey, man.
you got a good
Hey,
lady by your side, man. She
yeah.
gonna encourage you to,
Everybody,
yeah.
everybody, everybody invest 20, 30, 40, $50 into Royce's platform. Everybody out there. We need this platform and we need to support it ourselves. The people that help themselves, other people help. And this is our opportunity. Invest your money into Jay's Butter and her products. Phenomenal stuff. We use it here at home, which I need to place another order too, because that butter of hers is wow. And the hair products too. Invest in her because there's other people out there who want to create their own products too. But if we don't show that we have a market we can buy and sell to ourselves, they're not going to be able to do that either. So we got to start by investing in those that are there. If there's others who have products and goods and services, we need to know about it so that we can invest in them. Invest in ourselves first.
Oh, definitely, man. And I'm glad you brought that up. But so man, we appreciate you coming out. We're just gonna send you back to the green room. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna close out,
It's all
man, and
good.
chop it up with you for a few minutes before we go to the gym. And yeah, man. So look, man, thanks once again. This won't be the last time. We always chop it up. We always hit up online or offline or whatnot. But just thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything that your family has done and is doing and will continue to do. You feel what I'm saying? And hopefully we can all come together and, make better moves and move mountains, man. So
Absolutely.
stay out there in the back, man. We're going to be right back to you, man.
All right, man. All right. Peace.
For sure. All right. What's up, everybody? It's 9:17. So we went just about a little under an hour or whatnot. And, I just kind of wanted to recap with you guys on the events that took place this past weekend with the Tennyson Holmes family, the Hamilton family, and the dedication to the courts down there in Jefferson Park. And anybody that is watching right now, anybody that will be watching, first shout out to Zenobia Cheney, BJ Anderson, both of you guys for the stars. Shout out to Miss Tillman and everybody else that I haven't checked out. That's all on these other pages. Shout out to Twitter. I don't check on y'all much often, but y'all be watching too. Shout out to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So just thanks to everybody for, supporting Royce's Rant. This is our 4th season, going into our 5th season, starting that next year. We just appreciate everybody hanging out. And I just want to encourage anybody that's listening. I hope this motivates you for the people that especially live in that area in the South Side. But I hope it's inspired everybody who watched it here in Tullahoma to see that, hey, every side can look the same, just to be real. But we also have to hold ourselves accountable. And, there's some work we're going to have to do for ourselves. You feel what I mean? Because there may be some cases that people in the community may have more resources than the people that are in offices. That happens. You know what I'm saying? And we need to utilize that, y'all. So, guys, Josh, did you want to run a commercial like when I go, you know what I'm saying? Because I definitely, make sure that Jay's butter run or anything like that. We probably do that for the closing or whatnot. But I want to thank everybody that's sharing. Please continue to share. We have reached 2,043 likes and 2,100 followers on the Royce's Rant page. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. I don't know where y'all coming from, but I wish I could see y'all. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, we're going to run this commercial, but I'm going to go ahead and actually sign off. You know what I mean? And, from some of our sponsors and all that. And without further, man, I'm your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And we'll see you guys. Holla.
In the beginning, my product was not for sale at all. It was really for my son's eczema. I tried everything that the commercial world had to offer, and nothing tended to his needs. I took it upon myself to create something of my own. I finally had the right antidote. I found out it not only worked for my son's skin, it worked for his hair as well. I started to experiment more and made several products for skin and hair care with all homegrown natural ingredients to give you the healthy look you deserve. Remember, healthy hair and skin isn't a trend, it's a rule.